Alright, hello guys. This is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena draft. We won't be doing any Arena Cube today since I have no idea how to operate and essentially navigate through Cube yet. I might start doing some when I start reading more and watching more of this Arena Cube stuff. But let's see, what's my rank? Rank is at Diamond Tier 2, so I just need a couple of games to essentially hit Mythic, and I should be able to hit Mythic at the end of this month, near the end of this month. So right now there is Rivals of Ixalan Quick Draft, which is really nice. They are bringing the format back as a nice throwback, just like they did with Dominaria. So I don't know if I want to do that. I think with enough gems, I think it's fine to fire off a Ikoria draft since I haven't uploaded any videos recently. There's definitely a lot more archetypes to explore besides the red-white cycling deck, and I haven't covered those yet. So yeah, let's get started. This should be pretty fun. The archetypes that I haven't explored are like, I don't know, Black-Green Reanimator, which is my favorite archetype. Maybe like Blue-Red Spells, Black-Red Sacrifice. But we'll see what we end up drafting. And if I do end up in red-white cycling, then so be it. But I just want to upload a video today just to help some of the people who've subscribed or just curious to understand this format. So let's begin. Okay, just one more. Okay, and let's begin. Pack 1, pick 1. Ikoria Premier Draft. What do we open? Well, that's a good rare. Happy to first pick this. What are good cards? There's nothing really amazing. I think the second best card in this pack is like Farfinder. Then like, I don't know, Lava Serpent. Haven't been too impressed by Channel Force, but it's also decent and playable. Especially if you have like Omniseas or like Real. Since that can go well with it. But I think it's a clear Mythos of Nethroi. Usually you don't care about casting the other Abzan colors, the green and white as a splash. It's destroying a target creature is usually enough. Also easily splashable. I think it's a clear first pick. If this wasn't in his pack, I think I'd just take Farfinder as a nice mutate target and a nice 2-for-1 since it can essentially find me a land, help me splash, etc. But it's an easy Mythos. After Mythos, well, there's some interesting choices here. There's a Bastion of Remembrance. There's also Flourishing Fox, Snare Tactician, but I'm taking Flourishing Fox over to Splendor Mare, Snare Tactician. There's also Ram Through, a Migratory Greathorn if we want to lean towards black-green. So, I mean, if I take the Bastion, it does keep me on color. I can set up for like either a Black-White Humans deck or a Black-Red Sacrifice deck. If I take the green spells, I'll be moving to like a Black-Green Reanimator or like Sultai with some splash. Or I can just take a best card in this pack, being Flourishing Fox, and maybe lean towards like a cycling deck maybe. And I think the right choice here is Flourishing Fox, seeing this being passed. And we could even splash Mythos in the red-white cycling deck if you pick up enough dual lands. And it's not too difficult. So I think the right choice is Flourishing Fox. It's just too powerful. And maybe we can end up in a nice cycling deck. I think it's a mistake to pass this. I would usually pick this over Blood Curdle. I guess if there's a Blood Curdle's pack, I think I would take the Blood Curdle over the Flourishing Fox, but not in this one. I think the Flourishing Fox is by far the best card. Otherwise, maybe Bastion just to stay on color, but I'll speculate on the Flourishing Fox. Ooh, there's an Auspicious Sterix. Okay. This is definitely one of the best uncommons in this set. It's close to a bomb if you can build a nice mutate deck out of it. There's nothing here that really wants us to cycle other than like Memory Leak and maybe Shred Sails, but I'm not going to take them over an Auspicious Asterix. Dreamtail Heron is a nice creature to mutate with, but I think I'll just stay open here. Just always take the best cards in the pack, and Auspicious Asterix can lead us to a nice green mutate deck potentially, but we'll see what options are here. There's a General's Enforcer, there's Dreamtail Heron, those are the best cards. General's Enforcer is probably the best card, but maybe we just take the Dreamtail Heron. I don't know if I want to commit myself to Black-White Humans just because this Enforcer is being passed. The Dreamtail Heron can lead us into a nice Blue-Green Mutate deck, which I'm a big fan of, and then we can maybe splash the Mythos. Since if we did pick up, the Auspicious Sterix is close to a bomb, I think, and we should kind of maybe prioritize building around. Otherwise, if we take the General's Enforcer, we're just going to stay open for the whole entire draft, and we're not going to have a direction. We're just going to lack playables due to the whole speculation. So I think the Dreamtail Heron is the correct choice. Maybe we can be like blue-green, splashing black. Nothing great in the cycling deck besides like a Dranav Healer. But I'm not going to take a Dranav Healer over a Dreamtail Heron. And yeah, maybe let's just commit to like a Sultai mutate deck. And we can just throw away this Flourishing Fox since we didn't see any great cycling payoffs besides like some one-mana cyclers. Here I think on our Dreamtail Heron is fine. Also Furlid would be a fine mutate target as well. But you want to prioritize a lot of mutate in these blue-green Simic decks. Avianati is also fine if you can give like, I don't know, a Thieving Otter Flying, but usually Dreamtail Heron's pretty nice to mutate onto anyways. Draw a card when you mutate, connect. Furlid would also be a distant third since it's a decent card to mutate onto with the 2 counters, but let's just prioritize the mutate now, take the Dreamtail Heron, and we'll see where we go. And here could splash for Cavern Whisper, Migration Path can be fine. Durable Coil Bug, I mean there could be a chance where we end up in, I don't know, Black-Green Reanimator, splashing for the Dreamtail Heron, and this can be solid. I'm not a big fan of Migration Path. You know, sometimes it's a little bit too slow. 4 mana just to get 2 lands isn't all that amazing this set. Usually there's enough Evolving Wilds, Farfinders, and the Great Horn, Migratory Great Horn, which will enable splashing. So I'll take a Durable Coil Bug here, but Cavern Whisper is a distant second. Just want to have those good early mutate targets. So I think the Coil Bug is a fine card, and maybe we can combo this off a Bushmeat Poacher. And here I'm just going to take a Jungle Hollow. Greater Sandworm being passed is also a sign that maybe Black-Green Reanimator is open, but we need to make sure that we have the the reanimation spells like Unbreakable Bond and Back for More to enable it. Overall, I think the Jungle Hollow is fine. It allows us to splash, and we should just pick one up as early as possible. Zaggle Crystal is also fine too, but I prefer to land, since on turn 3 you tend to want to just cast creatures. Unless your curve is really high, you want to zag off Crystal, which is okay, but the dual land is a little bit important, I think, so I'll take it here. And Fertilid versus Ivy Elemental, both are close. There's Neutral Destruction if we want to be more sacrificial, but usually in blue-green, there's a lot of good creatures and you don't want to sack them. It's close between Ivy Elemental and Fertilid. I think they are quite close. I don't particularly value both of them too highly, though. But I think maybe Ivy Elemental just provides us a nice late game card. It's a decent card to play onto as like a 3-mana 2/2 mutate that you can mutate onto. Fertilid has the option of helping us splash more, but again, usually with enough Farfinders, we should be fine. I think Ivy Elemental is the best card in this pack, so we'll just take the Ivy Elemental here. And wouldn't mind a Hornbash Mentor as a fine 3-drop. We'll take it here. Humble Naturalist looks very good. There's also Dual Land, but I think the Humble Naturalist is a lot more important. We can usually pick up these later. It's great in a creature-heavy deck like what we're going to be. It helps us splash for like the Dreamtail Heron or like a Black Mutate card if we want to move in that direction. It's just an important card. Otherwise, I think I'd take the Thornwood Falls or maybe Cavern Whisper, but Humble Naturalist is showing that it's late. It implies that green is open. Bristling Boar is playable sometimes. I'm not a big fan of it since it trades down, but if you're playing lots of Blood Curdles, giving this a menace counter can make it essentially unblockable. Not a big fan of mutating Cavern Whisper onto it unless you're really desperate, since 4 mana is a lot for a creature, and you don't want to mutate on expensive creatures, but I'll take it anyways. Maybe we take an Excavation Mole. It can help us maybe dig deeper within our graveyard if we pick up the reanimation spells. So green is happily open, so it's open. So I'm pretty happy right now. We could end up splashing blue for the Dreamtail Heron just to have some nice mutate targets. But between blue-green and black-blue, we're still kind of open. We're still not sure. None of these cards really give us a signal, but I'm still happy with our direction. Maybe next pack we can open up a nice signal. Baby Godzilla versus Humble Naturalist. I think the Baby Godzilla gets the vote here. It's potentially busted if you have a lot of mutate, since it also discount the mutate cost of your creatures and also helps you loot. So this is just an amazing 2-drop. And then maybe Essence Scouter would be a distant second, since I do like having this card, even though we tend to be more of a tap out deck. Usually 2 mana to keep up isn't too difficult. But I'm going to take a Baby Godzilla here. Maybe we just end up in Blue-Green Mutate, splashing black for the Mythos. I think that's fine. Dual lands are also fine, but the Baby Godzilla is the best card for us in this pack. Yorion versus Boneyard Lurker versus Farfinder. Okay. All these are very good. I think I prefer them maybe over the Thieving Otter and the Humble Naturalist. Maybe just take Yorion, like, is a nice win condition. The Boneyard Lurker does have a bit more mutate synergy. I mean, which I think both of these are close. I think I preferred them over the Farfinder. But Yorion is pretty good. It can help us blink back creatures, re-trigger ETBs. We currently don't have any, but it's still fine. I mean, otherwise, Boneyard Lurker can be a nice speculation. We do have a Jungle Hall to cast it. And we have some flyers already. I don't know here. Maybe, yeah, we'll take Yorion. Could use a nice expensive flyer that can close out the game. Greater Sandworm versus Space Godzilla. Space Godzilla does need the black mana up. There's also just Glimmerbell, I guess, as a good mutate target. We currently didn't pick up any reanimation spells yet, so I don't think we're going to be black-green for the most part. I think we're better off, like, I don't know, maybe just blue-green, and Glimmerbell is a nice, cheap mutate target. Decent 2-drop that you can mutate onto, give a creature flying, untap it for some synergy. So maybe just take the Glimmerbell here. Overall, Greater Sandworm and Space Godzilla would fit nice in the black-green Reanimator deck, which could still be open, but we could, pick up these later. I think the Glimmerbell is more important if we're just going to stick with blue-green and a back for more. Okay, yeah, I guess we just go blue-green splashing black for the back for more, and then maybe we can just pick up some nice cyclers, like your Greater Sandworms to reanimate. Overall, it's the best card in this pack. I mean, Mythos is the best card, but this is the second best card. Seeing this being late makes me happy that the Sultai colors are open, so the back for more looks fine. Could take Thieving Otter, could take Fertilid. Maybe now we just take the Fertilid as a potential way to splash for the back for more and a decent mutate target. Thieving Otter would also be fine, but it's pretty fine with Dreamtail, but maybe this is the deck that needs a Fertilid a little bit more just to help us ramp, help us fix our mana, help us splash. Dismal Backwater would also be decent, but maybe the creature is fine here. I could just take the Dismal Backwater, to be honest. I don't know. They're both pretty close. Yeah, we'll speculate on the Fertilid. And I'm not a big fan of Hunted Nightmare. I think this card's overrated. I don't really want to give Death Touch counters to my opponent's creatures. Could just take a Gust of Wind. We have a decent number of flyers. Cavern Whisperer would also be a decent splash, but I don't want to get too deep into the splash. I think we're going to primarily just be a blue-green mutate deck with a splash of black to help cast back for more. Gust of Wind's a fine interaction spell. Hunted Nightmare is double black. It's better for like an aggressive black deck, but sometimes just, again, giving the opponent's creature Death Touch counter isn't all that amazing. So I think the Gust of Wind gets the nod here. Of One Mind can be okay with a Humble Naturalist and some humans. Why not? There's also Deadweight. So in hindsight, we could just be a black-green reanimation deck, but I think blue-green is still open. Given what's passed for us, the Sultai colors are definitely open, and another Glimmerbell looks fine. So we're still in the decent colors, I think. Just need to ensure that we pick up some more reanimation spells or some cyclers that we can toss in the graveyard to reanimate with the back for more. I think another Jungle Hollow beats the Dark Bargain, so that's not a contest there. I don't think I'm splashing white, but I don't think I'm playing any of these cards. I already have a Corpse Rim. Blitz Leech can be splashable, I don't hate it, along with the back for more. So yeah, we'll take it. Dismal Backwater being passed late also makes me happy. So yeah, it's not what I've drafted. I haven't made any videos on this, but I think we're just going to be the black-green, the Sultai blue-green mutate deck with some reanimation splashed in, so that should be pretty fun. I could splash for Bushmeat Poacher, but I think Essence Symbiote is just very important in this deck. We're looking to mutate, and this is just a nice way to pick up some counters, gain some life, heal your creatures. Otherwise, I think I would splash for a Bushmeat Poacher. I don't know. Titan's Nest is also splashable. Sometimes it just can be a okay way to help you ramp. Not an amazing card. By far the best card in this pack is like Bastion, but I'm not splashing for Bastion. I'm not looking to play lots of early creatures and 1-drops. I think the Essence makes sense here for this type of deck. Wouldn't mind a Greater Sandworm or something I can cycle away. Not a big fan of the Insatiable Hemophage, but I could settle with a Frostlynx as an okay tapper. Decent way to buy us some time, maybe getting some damage. Okay, 3-drop. Looking at the curve, we have a bunch of 3s already, however, but I could use better 3-drops, obviously. These are 4-drops. Best cards packs like Sprite Dragon and Fire Prophecy. We already have double Glimmerbell. I don't think we want to go all in on the Glimmerbells. I think the Frostlynx can be a fine 3-drop that we can cast. And, well, Voracious Great Shark, that's a nice payoff. Waiting to get a nice blue payoff card, and Great Shark is by far the best card in this pack. Nice creature to reanimate. Yeah, this even works well with the Back for More that we can cast for 6. ETB, since it's an Enter the Battlefield effect that triggers the counter ability, so I think this is fine. And another Heron versus the Almighty Brushwag. How much early mutate targets? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we should be decent on mutate targets. I don't know if we need an Almighty Brushwag. Could just take another Dreamtail Heron just to have more mutate with the Auspicious Sterix. But Almighty Brushwag has been a bit of an overperformer. So if we kind of build this deck, how's it going to look? I don't think I'm playing Excavation Mow or Moscow Goryak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, 7. I think, yeah, we have a decent number of mutate creatures already. But we have a decent number of Dreamtail Herons. I don't know. I don't want to miss out on my pick, so I'm just going to pick it quickly here. Dreamtail Heron looks fine. Hornbash Mentor is okay, but I think the Humble Naturalist just gives us the ramp we need to cast our creature spells. Wouldn't mind a Wingfold Terran as a decent curve topper, but Humble Naturalist it is. And Wolf Bear is perfect with the Humble Naturalist and the Hornbash Mentor. Nice 4-drop. Gets just a way to convert our humans into decent attackers, since it's a nice creature to cast on 3. Like, you turn to a Humble Naturalist, play a land, curve out into Exuberant Wolf Bear. I think it's perfect for this deck, so we'll take it. Wouldn't mind Thieving Otter, but I think Evolving Wilds is a little bit more important. Thieving Otter would be fine in this deck, but I think the Evolving Wilds is again more important since we are looking to splash some black. Usually one Swamp can be fine since we have Dismal Backwater and Jungle Hall already. And I do want to splash for the Back for More and Mythos if I can. And Humble Naturalist doesn't fix for those, so I think the Evolving Wilds is too important to pass up. Could play another Of One Mind. Maybe could have a Wilt. I don't know. We have a decent number of humans. Might not play 2 Of One Minds, but we'll see. I'll take it here anyways. That's maybe speculation. None of these matter. So we don't have really any cards to cycle, but sometimes our creature goes into the yard, and that can be pretty fine. A decent way to reanimate. So we don't need to go in on the whole reanimation shenanigans where we cycle a card and reanimate it back with the Back for More. We could have been in that deck with the Greater Sandworms and the Void Beckoner, and that would have been fine. But we're still in a pretty good deck either way. With the Great Sharks being passed, the double Of One Minds, the Humble Naturalist. Ooh, I think I'm going to play the Almighty Brushwag, and I think we should have enough. So 28 minus 4 is 16. So do we need 1 cut? With double Humble Naturalist, maybe we just go 16 lands. And it's fine. Like, our curve isn't even that great. I mean, with some current 6-drops, I think the Humble Naturalist can help us ramp into Fertilid. So maybe we just go 16 lands. And that can be okay. It would make it more consistent, but we could risk flooding. What's a great mana sink? We can pump the Mighty Brushwag, so that's an option. untap the Glimmerbell, but that's only 2 mana. It's not even that great. Fertilin maybe. I guess Hornbash Mentor is like a decent mana sick of 1 mind, but that's only if you have a human. So I could maybe cut 1 of 1 mind, since we have a decent number of card draw already with, like, I don't know, the Dreamtail Herons. But we do have 3 humans, so this is more like a 6-drop. These are both 5-drops. These are all 4-drops. Humans curving out into the Exuberant Wolf Bear, casting this from 1 mana and drawing a card. I mean, I guess we can maybe go away with 16 lands. It's not impossible to imagine. But is that necessary? Like, we could just cut an of 1 mind maybe. These already have flying, so I don't know how amazing it is to mutate onto this. Like, Dreamtail Herons already have flying, I guess, and if we mutate onto this, it's not that amazing. It's good with the Auspicious Hysterics, but maybe 2 can be overkill. Like, we already have an Almighty Brushwag, maybe Ivy Elemental, Essence Symbiote, Baby Godzilla, Frostlings Fertilid to mutate onto. That we can do without maybe 1 Glimmerbell. Like, this would be nice to mutate with the Auspicious Hysterics, but we don't have any other mutate targets that want to mutate onto this, because the Dreamtail Heron already has flying, and it can be kind of overkill just giving us too much flying. So maybe we just cut a Glimmerbell, and that can be fine. I don't particularly find this to be an amazing card unless you have a big creature to mutate onto it, or what's that card? Forgot what's the name, the Wingspan Mentor, which can help it grow. So I think our deck is just going to be something like this with 17 lands. We have double of 1 mind to maybe help draw and ensure that we don't flood, maybe. The Baby Godzilla can help us discard some lands. It's not the most amazing way to loot for lands, but I think it's fine, and maybe double Swamp can be fine, since, like, Humble Naturalist doesn't even fix. Let's see, what's our mana? I guess even split between blue and green, at the very least. So what is this? 6, 7, 8 blue sources, 5, 6, 7, 8 green sources, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black sources. So I think that can be fine. And we do need to make sure our black is consistent to cast some of our Blitz Leech as a Curve Topper back for more, and the Mythos. And with 8 blue sources, plus like the Humble Naturalist, and like 8 green sources, plus some of these cards, I think we should be okay. So yeah, I don't mind this deck. It seems fine. Sultai Mutate. It's more like Sultai Mutates with some reanimation splashed in. I don't think Durable Coilbug is a good card to splash. So yeah, we can try something like this. It shouldn't be a bad deck. It should be fine. I'm just debating between Frostlings. Frostlings can be okay maybe to get some damage in. Yeah, but overall, I think Glimmerbell is pretty weak in this deck. With triple humans, I think the of 1 mind can be a solid addition. Sometimes you just cast a Dreamtail Heron without mutating. Okay, seems okay. Not super amazing, but it seems to have a decent number of synergy. Usually just consistency is what you want to do with these decks. So yeah, this seems pretty fun. And let's get the show on the road. I might even upload an Ixalan draft after this for funsies. Seems okay. We can cast a Glimmerbell onto. We have a bunch of tapped lands. We're on the draw. It can be okay. If we pick up some mutates onto the Glimmerbell or something, it can be fine. I think it's a fine keep. Nothing amazing. just start playing up our dual lands to begin with. Might just play the Glimmer Bell on 2 though, since I do want to maybe resolve this and have a decent blocker up. And maybe gain 1 point of damage. Yeah, I don't mind that. Then next turn we can play the Dismal, since I don't really want to make a 2/2 Ivy Elemental. Don't think we need to necessarily have mana open for Mythos of Nethroi yet. Fertilid is fine. Do I attack in? I'll be trading damage. But I can always untap the Glimmer Bell and block, so I think it's fine attacking for 1 here. If he mutates onto this, we can. I mean, it can be pretty fun if I can get to turn 6 and Blitz Leech the Fertilid, since it removes all counters and essentially kills the Fertilid. I think. Not really. I guess if he mutates onto this, the new creature is the one with counters, not the Fertilid. So opponent just passes. That's fine. Guess we just play out the Exuberant Wolf Bear. If he counters, I'm leaving out the Glimmer Bell since I don't really want to trade. He can activate the Fertilid in response. Okay, I think it's fine attacking here. He can just activate the Fertilid, ensure that he gets his land dropped. Next turn he can chump block the 4/4 and activate. I could just make a 4/4 Ivy Elemental next turn. Guess we move the attacks first in case he has a trick. But he's most likely just going to sack and block and sack. Pouncing Shore Shark. So if we let that resolve, what happens? He can bounce back one of our creatures. I think that's okay, since we can essentially kill it with the Mythos. The question is, do I want to? I can make a 4/4. He can mutate onto this to bounce. I mean, this is a great card. Do I really want to tap out for an Ivy Elemental or recast the Exuberant Wolf Bear? Like, I wouldn't mind if he keeps mutating onto this. He does get in for a lot, but then I would need mana to... Yeah, I think we kill it. I think it's important because, like, let's just say he does... I just recast this, he mutates onto this with a Dreamtail Heron next turn, then I would have to eventually kill the Dreamtail Heron. So I think getting in for 2 is one is fine here. This is a decent 2 for 1. Get his land creature into Pouncing Shore Shark. That's fine. Sure. No humans. We can play we can flash in a 6/6 and eat the 2/4. Think that can be okay. Yeah, I think he would obviously expect it, but I do want to use my mana consistently. So otherwise, I can make a 5/5 Ivy Elemental. But we can be even more greedier. So yeah, we'll just pass. We'll see what... We'll try to flash into Blitz Leech, maybe force him to use up a counter spell. And then we can make like a giant Ivy Elemental. He's obviously suspecting for something, I guess. So maybe I'm forced to use the Blitz Leech on anyways. Alright, so this is just a 3/4 Vigilance. We can't block it. Moved attacks. I might as well just prevent 1 damage, so let's flash the Blitz Leech. Need to use my mana, and we'll take 1. And then we can attack with the Blitz Leech. Could also just Gust of Wind this. What did he mutate under this, though? I forgot. The Goriax, so he would have to tap out all his mana for it. He does get another card. I could also just offer to trade. I mean, yeah, I think it's consistent to just bounce this, I think. Waste his time. He does get an extra card draw, but I think the Exuberant Wolf Bear is fine. We can play out the land since we actually want to make a giant Ivy Elemental, so we'll get in. You could trade off for the Blitz Leech, I guess, next turn, but I can still back for more again. Could have offered a trade, but this is a decent... Getting in 6 is a lot, so... We'll kind of force him to block, I guess, since he's going to take too much damage here. So let's see. 5, 6, 7... Guess I could mutate over the Glimmer Bell. Yeah, I think we just attack. Then make a giant Ivy Elemental. I don't think I care if this plays. At least once a creature is dead, he doesn't get value from Primal Empathy, so we're just going to make a 5/5, I guess. Don't think we need to keep a mana for anything. Actually, it's 6/6, sorry. Since it is 1 mana, so we'll just do this. Say go. We can always back for more of the Blitz Leech. Or even mutate the Heron over the Ivy Elemental and maybe force a chump. And then draw cards. Or we can draw cards first and then mutate. Okay, Blood Curdle. I guess once I mutate over to Glimmerbell, I essentially win. Do I want to, though? Maybe it's best to draw cards first and then mutate. Since, let's say it has Essence Scatter up, I guess that's fine. I guess I could also just play this and cast it for 1 mana, but I think I'm just going to go for lethal here. Attempt to mutate over to Glimmerbell. And then get in for 7, essentially. So yeah, not bad. Decent Sultai mutate deck. Back for more is definitely a great splash. With a love like a Titanoff Rex or like, I don't know, Void Beckoner or Greater Sandworm in this deck, since I can reanimate with the back for more. But usually with one single back for more, it's not enough for the black-green deck. You need to have like at least another back for more or an Unbreakable Bond. So I'm happy I'm actually going blue-green here, since I think it's a little bit stronger if we, instead of just going straight up black-green. Here, Humble Naturalist is good. We can fetch for a Swamp. I think we fetch for Swamp, since it's our splash color. I mean, we could just go for blue to make it consistent, like, it's not wrong. And we can use the Fertilid to get our black mana, I don't know. Like, we'll play the Evolving Wilds for now. Maybe we just get our black mana. It would be a disaster, though, if we don't get our 3rd land, however. So yeah, let's sack this, get our black mana. I think it's more important to get our splash colors, since we have more islands than swamps, and we got our island anyway, so that was a good call. Now the Humble Naturalist can get in there. Maybe I can just cast a Fertilid next turn. That's fine. I should be able to resolve a 3-drop anyways. Fertilid makes sense. I can mutate onto this, and that can be great. We'll play the island, play out the Fertilid. I could mutate, but it could potentially lead into a 2-for-1, which I might not be happy with, since he is playing black-red. Like, a Blood Curdle would be pretty awful here. So the right play might just be to tap this down, essentially, or Gust to win it. I don't know. Like, let's just say he kills this, what happens? Then we're going to be in big trouble. But we do draw a card, we do get the Gust for 2, so I think we'll go for it. So hopefully no Blood Curdles next turn. I can still Gust to win or tap it down, so I guess I'm not, like, in huge trouble, and then it also gets me a card draw, so that's fine. So Blood Curdle would be pretty gross here if he gets it. And they always draft it, so it's pretty obvious here. I could tap this down or Gust. I can Glimmerbell and Gust or Glimmerbell and tap. I guess we'll Glimmerbell and tap since it's more mana efficient. And then next turn we can Gust it to prevent him from attacking. We can even back for more to Dreamtail Heron and fight it if we get enough mana. I can Gust to win the token, that's also a consideration. I could attack and maybe force a double block. He's stuck at 4 mana, so I guess I could just back for more and kill it. Like, let's say he has a Heartless Act or, like, I don't know, Unlikely Aid, then that would be a problem. So I think it's fine just Gusting it here. Next turn we can back for more, keep the Swamp in hand. I don't know. If I go for it, this is a huge tempo play. Yeah, we'll go for it. It is a risk, but I'm willing to do it. And we'll fight off this probably the Wolverine, so that's nice. And I guess we attack in with both. I could keep one back to block, but this is fine. And I can Gust to win for 2, maybe get rid of his mutate target or force him to kill this again. Alright, that's okay. Could just gust this away. Yeah, let's gust away the token just to draw a card. Essence Symbiote is fine. And I guess I can attack in for 1. I can even tap the Glimmer Bell if I need to. So opponent's dealing with our threats. He has a lot of removal. Do I attack, block the Night Squad Commando? Probably not. I could just untap. This is after declare blocker, so I could have untapped and blocked, but yeah, we'll just take it here. Maybe misplayed that a bit, but I guess, I mean, if I block this, he wouldn't man Night Squad Commando, so I took an unnecessary 2 damage. The opponent could also have like ways to sack. Here we can just draw 3. I think that's fine. We should just play our mana like this. Hornbash Mentor for 4, or we can just play a Exuberant. I think we just tap out for this, and we can essentially just get in there for 1. You might have another Mutual Destruction to answer this Exuberant Wolf Bear, which might force me to double block, essentially. He probably has another one, like... They're not rare in draft. I could also double block here. Prevent some damage. Grim Dancer, okay. This might have Death Touch, so it might be a little bit hard to block. Death Touch and Lifelink, okay. So 3-3 would trade decently with this. I guess I can attack with the Glimmer Bell, play Yorion, and blink the Frostlinks. And then tap down the 3-3. I think that can be fine, so we'll just attack in for 1. Play out the Yorion. Put a nice flyer up. We can exile both of these cards. And then we can tap down the Grim Dancer so it can't attack. So this is decent. And we can get in for 5 next turn. Cloud Piercer, that's a good one. I can Hornbash Mentor to Yorion and grow it over time, so it can attack past the Yorion, so I think this is fine. And then we're going to give this a trample counter and say go. I can trade the 3-3 with his own 3-3 Death Touch Lifelink, so that's okay. But I do want to grow this, so I might not do it. Might be reasonable to actually double block this in trade, and 2-for-1 myself. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's reasonable. Given that I do want to grow Yorion. Like, if I block this, how am I getting past the Cloud Piercer? I guess I could find like a way to tap. But I don't even think I need any of these two. So I think this is okay. 2-for-1 myself. So the Hornbash Mentor can grow the Yorion, and it can attack past the Cloud Piercer. You could have a trick here, so I should be careful, but a second Cloud Piercer, okay. At least I can keep this behind as a good blocker. So we'll say go. And then we can even make a giant Ivy Elemental, why not? I can risk it and not keep up mana for the Mentor. I think I'll do it. I think it's worth making like an 8-8 here. Shit, how much is this? Yeah, I guess it's a 7-7, never mind. Just gotta make a big Ivy Elemental. I think it's worth it, and then we'll just pass. No way I'm trading a 4-5 for a 5-4. And this can be a good blocker. If he has removal, that's going to be a bit of an issue, but I can still take like 10 maybe. He can probably kill the Yorion, I don't know. Okay, cycle Memory Leak, sure. He can double block the Yorion, I guess. So I do need a way to lock down one of his Cloud Piercers. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a board stall, since he essentially has 2 reach creatures. He might have a lot more removal in the deck, so I gotta be kind of careful here, and make sure my top decks are... I mean, I can't make sure my top decks are great all the time, but an Almighty Brushwhack helps. I can pump it twice next turn and make this into a decent attacker. Another Cloud Piercer, okay. Am I fine trading the Almighty Brushwhack for, like, a Cloud Piercer? Probably. This is going to become a 7/7. I guess you could just put a Cloud Piercer and a Night Squad Commando over it, but that can be fine. Cloud Piercers are definitely doing a job holding back my flyers. Dreamtail Heron's also fine. I can mutate onto the Ivy Elemental. And I guess if I mutate over the Ivy Elemental, I guess it's going to be pretty large, and he's forced to like triple block against this. Yeah, I think we just go for it. And I guess we can 2-for-1 him by forcing the trade. Yeah, we'll go for it. We can force a triple block, kill 2 of the Cloud Piercers. That's fine. And then we can start pumping the Almighty Brushwag. That's a nice 2-for-1, and we'll pass our turn. So both of them are gone. That's a pretty decent trade. And then I can start attacking the Brushwag and pump it multiple times as well. Play another land. How many times can I pump it? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess I'm pumping twice, but that's okay. I'm fine if he wants to trade his Cloud Piercer, so my flyers can start getting across. Yeah, I'm fine killing off a Cloud Piercer and a Night Squad Commando, so before damage, we're just going to pump it twice. And offer to trade. And now our flyers can start getting through. Hopefully he doesn't have like an Unbreakable Bond to revive his Cloud Piercers. But I'm fine sending it all to the graveyard so we can start getting in some clean attacks. So nice 2-for-1s that we're doing. Just gotta be careful of removal, but we still have a Glimmer Bell. That's a decent blocker on the ground. The Yorion can start getting in, so definitely we're a little bit advantageous, but this game can turn around any time, of course, so gotta be careful. Okay, I think I'm going to cast this Dreamtail Heron instead of mutating onto it, but let's attack first and see what the opponent does. Don't really care about drawing a card, just want to get as many flyers as I can into the air to clock the opponent. Guess he's just going to take 5, I'm fine with that, and then we're going to play another Dreamtail Heron. We're not going to mutate. Even though I can draw a card, I don't think it's worth it. Just need to assemble as many threats in the skies to close out the game, essentially, so we'll pass. Do I care? Not really. Like, I can still hold off the ground creatures. Taking 5 isn't the end of the world, so we'll untap. I can still take 7, like... Okay, I think I'll kill the 1/1 here. He doesn't have enough for a, the flash creature, and now, ooh, Sterix. Yeah, I guess we just get in for lethal. I can even cast Sterix. Don't necessarily need to mutate. Alright, so, yep, Flyers closing out the game. Some good synergy. 17 lands makes this deck really consistent. Overall, I'm quite happy so far. Okay, so, yeah, not bad. We can cast a Humble Naturalist, start ramping our stuff once we get a single land. This should be fine. We can even just cast a Baby Godzilla, I don't know. It depends what we draw. So what do we want to play next turn? Maybe Humble Naturalist so we can double 2-drop the turn after. Baby Godzilla can make this into a 3-cost mutate card. Opponent is cycling for lands, missed a land drop. I think this turn we just play the Humble Naturalist. The next turn we can play the dual land. I don't really want to play the dual land right away. This can just help me ramp. So then maybe Baby Godzilla will come after. Gotta be careful that I don't discard too much. I want to discard some lands, obviously. So I could just double 2-drop here. Could just play a Jungle Hollow. Is there any reason to double 2-drop? Probably not. There's not really anything he can do here. So I think the Jungle Hollow is fine. It's better to just play the land early so we can have 5 up for Great Shark eventually. I think we'll attack him for 1 since we do have enough mana to cast something else. And Baby Godzilla seems fine here. Could also cast the Essence Symbiote, but since we can pay 4 to mutate onto the Essence next turn, but maybe this is a lot better. Wow, the opponent hasn't found a single third land. He is definitely in the red-white cycling deck, so he's just really unlucky, I guess. Wow, even have to discard. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Guess we can move to attacks, play double 2-drop, or keep up the Voracious Rage Shark. Yeah, let's play double 2-drop. I mean, yeah, I think it's too late now. Let's just play both of these just to swarm the board. Maybe mutate the Heron onto the Symbiote or Godzilla next turn. Wow, he still hasn't found his land drop. Is he running 11 lands? Probably. I don't know. He's definitely running a very low land count to be cycling this much. Keep up the Great Shark, I guess. I could also just mutate the Heron and get in. Draw a card. I don't know. Let's just attack with these 4 for now. Keep up the Great Shark. Counter whatever he plays, and then yeah, I think this game could be over just if he doesn't do anything. Yeah, that has to go. So sorry, opponent, that you missed your land drop, but yeah, this Great Shark is definitely going to counter your dude. Yeah. Alright, Diamond Tier 1. Still need a couple of matches to hit Mythic. But overall, the results are still good. This is a fine deck. I don't think it's busted. I think it's okay. Let's go. This deck can definitely risk flooding, however, but just need to make sure I play 17 lands to ensure I hit my expensive cards, or 4 drops. And we have double of One Mind, of course, to help us dig deeper. So I don't hate it. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, it might be a little bit too expensive to cast these cards, but we are on the play. We have 3 lands. I think we risk it. Once we get to our 5 drops, we should be okay. Could top deck some early plays as well. I think, yeah, it might be right to play the Jungle Hollow because I could top deck a Humble Naturalist. And I need the green mana to get going, so I think this might be correct. And I didn't get it, so guess I can just cast a Glimmerbell, get in for 1, play a tap land next turn. Since I'm not interested in firing off this Nethroid too quickly. Black-white humans, okay. Hornbash Mentor, yeah. I guess I got punished. I mean, I guess I didn't get punished because I do want to give a creature a counter anyways. So I do need to play the Glimmerbell first. So I think it's fine just having this. My next turn is definitely the Mentor, unless the opponent plays like, I don't know, the Crystalline Giant that I need to kill immediately. Kahira is good. Do I care about it enough to kill it ASAP? Probably not. Maybe I can just offer to trade. Maybe I could just offer to trade, like, I do want to pump this, but it is 3 mana, which is a lot. I mean, I don't want to waste my Mythos on this, so I might just trade, I don't know. Or I could, next turn, use the Mentor on the Glimmerbell, offer a block with the Kahira. Okay, Alright, definitely need to kill the Keensight Mentor here. Or just the Kahira, in fact. Yeah, I'm not going to mess around here. So which one's better to kill? Keensight Can is a decent blocker on the ground, but we can eventually attack past it. Maybe the Keensight is correct, since if he has future Vigilance creatures, then it's going to be a problem, but this can also pump. So yeah, I think Kahira is a scarier card, so we just kill that. And then we can get him for 1 and keep up the 3-powered creature as a blocker. We can fetch a Forest end of turn. And it's pretty decent to bounce back the Hornbash Mentor next turn, since I can also just put a trample counter onto Yorion, and then I can essentially start growing both of them and keep up the Voracious Great Shark at the same time. So let's sack this for a Forest. And I think I'll attack in the air with a Glimmerbell, leave Hornbash Mentor behind so it doesn't run into a Divine Arrow. And then I guess I'll blink both of them. We'll try that. Let's get in there. Do I keep land? I mean, it's not wrong playing it. I mean, he really doesn't have the Menace creature guy to mutate onto. So I think we just blink both Hornbash and Glimmer. He can answer to Yorion in response. But he is going to be using up a removal spell, which this is definitely a good target. But we can always reanimate with Back for More. But yeah, let's blink both of these. I guess I shouldn't have blinked the Glimmerbell since it loses the trample counter. So I think I messed up there. So do I want to put my eggs all into one basket? Probably not, so yeah, we'll just re-put it into the Glimmerbell. Don't think I need to fly or trample, because if he kills my Yorion, then I'll lose both counters. So yeah, did a bit of a misplay. Maybe I should just blink the Hornbash Mentor and given this Yorion a counter. But now he has a removal spell probably. But he just passes, okay. And I can start clocking him in the air, use the Hornbash Mentor end of turn or Voracious Great Shark. And that's odd, I guess. Okay. Fine. I do have a Voracious Great Shark to flash in next turn, so that's okay. Have to eventually get rid of it, so. Symbiote's fine. I think I'm fine playing out the land since I can also just counter the whatever he plays. But maybe I shouldn't have attacked. Should have maybe left the 1/3 behind as a decent blocker. But we'll see. I think we'll take 3. I mean, this does kind of imply a counter spell, but maybe he plays into it. Guess it's fine still attacking for 1 in the air. Trading for the Sabertooth, or I can just take it since I am ahead in the race. Yeah, no blocks. There's really no reason to block. I'm not going to flash in the Great Shark to ambush this because he could have a removal spell at instant speed. So we'll just keep attacking here. Could also just draw cards. And if we get a land, we should keep up for Great Shark. So I'm going to try this. Hopefully I hit a land pocket, and I didn't. Alright, so I could just play the Humble Naturalist here, and maybe untap Glimmerbell for a trade, or maybe I should keep the Glimmerbell. We'll see. So he's probably going to resolve a creature this turn. Hopefully it's not something too scary. Blitzleech can eat the 3/1, so I don't really want to block. I mean, a 1/3 trading for a 3/1 isn't bad. And we probably have enough mana anyways. So yeah, we'll just trade a Humble Naturalist. Okay. Sure, I guess you can give that first strike or flying, we don't know. First strike, so it can hold back to 2-2, but the Blitz Leech can maybe answer it next turn. Fine, still attacking in for 1. Can keep up mana for discard, I don't know. Yeah, we'll attack in for 1, and then if he attacks next turn, I could just take it and then flash in the Blitz Leech end of turn. If it's like the one that makes me discard, or like, I don't know, something else, I could just Great Shark and kill it. Another Helica Glider. Do I mind it resolving? Yeah, I don't mind it resolving. He could play something even scarier. Guess that'll block my flyer, so I guess I'm fine eating this Helica Glider. Yeah, let's just do it now. Prevent 2 damage, maybe force a trade with the 5-2. He could pump this, I guess, and save it, but I'm fine with that as well. And I can always just reanimate the Blitz Leech either way. Could just keep this tapped. And we should have enough mana for Great Shark anyway, so this is fine. I think he knows that I have the Great Shark, and he's been playing around the whole time, so I'm not going to buy into it. Now we can attack in for a lot. Maybe he flashes in the Lurking Deadeye, but then he's forced to trade into this Blitz Leech. Sure. Guess that exile, so I can't get back in the yard, but I do have a back for more to get back. Yorion, I think. No, not Yorion. Both of them are exiled. Yeah, both of them are exiled. That's unfortunate. He used an extinction event on it. So Great Shark is really nice. Yeah, we'll just counter it now. That's good enough to counter. And then I can get him for lethal unless he kills the Great Shark. But I'll get him down to 5, which is pretty nice. And if he kills this, I can always just reanimate and fight. I can even use this reanimation as a counter spell potentially, which is pretty nice. Let's attack, I guess. You could have a removal spell. We'll just see. Another Blade Banish, so it exiles, so that's unfortunate. So I won't be able to return it. So maybe it's correct to just get back play out the Baby Godzilla here. If he mutates onto this, that would be unfortunate, but I think Baby Godzilla is the right play. I guess I can still back for more and not fight if he decides to discard, and I can get back to Humble Naturalist and just punch in a million times. But he essentially just exiled all my creatures here, but we got him. I was hoping he had a Blood Curdle so he would kill my Great Shark or something, but... Okay, so 1,000 coins, we're at 4 wins, 1.4k gems, 3 packs. Right, just 3 more victories and we can get to 7. And we've been doing quite decently with this deck. I don't think it's busted again. Sure, Great Shark is close to, like, I don't know, a good A-tier card. I don't think it's a bomb. It's a good card, like the Auspicious Sterix. Sterix, I guess, is a little bit close to a bomb if you can mutate multiple times. But it still requires a lot more work. So just, you know, a decent curve, consistency, lots of mana to play black, good removal spells. Blitz Leech has been a bit of an overperformer as well. So we're at 14k gems. One more win and we should get, like, I don't know, 1.8, and that should be pretty nice. And then maybe I can fire off a Rivals of Ixalan draft. Okay, so let's see. Well, this is a bit of a high curve. I mean, do I still want to go for it? If I get my early drop and I mutate the Dreamtail Heron, that can be okay. I will then have a Gust of Wind for 2. Might be a bit of a stretch, but I think I'm okay keeping this, especially on the play. So I'll try it. It could be a disaster if I don't get my early creatures or my land. So I do need a land and an early creature to mutate onto. So that's an okay card. So a third land would be pretty nice since I can mutate onto this and draw a card. Blue-red spells, Dragon of Stinger is okay, and a fourth land is solid, so we can Frostlinks. We can even, like, if the mutate stack manages to survive, we can even blink it, and then the Frostlings can come in again as a decent tapper, and that can be pretty solid. Opponent's playing Teamer colors, so it might not be blue-red spells, but the Spell Eater Wolverine is a fine signal. I think I mutate here, ensure that I hit my land drop. Do I attack? I think it's fine attacking. Pray 3 for 3, or maybe move up a blocker. I don't really want to lose this, so I think it's fine getting him for 3. I guess he can get him for 5 next turn, but then we can re-blink the Yorion and okay, I guess we can blink this anyway, so that's fine. We'll take 5. I could Gust of Wind for 2 and keep up Mythos. But I think for now the blink is fine since we do want to tap down the Wolverine a bit. So this is okay, we can separate both of these creatures. And then we can re-blink them, so that's pretty nice value. We're able to draw a card and separate the mutate stack to spread the power. If he kills one of our creature, we can back for more it. We can Gust of Wind for 2 still, so I can bounce this Spell Eater Wolverine and buy some time. Because this can be pretty scary if it gets to double strike. But overall, I don't know if the opponent's going to reach it soon. Okay, the Rock Slide, sure. So we can still trade or block, I don't know. Ooh, that's a nice card. So if I guess I can make this into a 3/3. Maybe Gust is fine here. Essentially, we can attack with both and then play the Essence Symbiote. I don't hate that. And if he wants to trade, that's fine. And then the Essence Symbiote is a pretty decent creature we can play. And then we can make a giant Ivy Elemental later, essentially, so we'll see. Do I trade the 2/2 or offer it? I might. I mean, if I trade this, I guess I can make a giant Ivy Elemental, and that's a better attacker. Okay, he's channel forcing for 5, that's a lot. But I guess it is for 5, and I can reanimate it with the back for more eventually. I don't mind a trade. I'm definitely going to attack into this next turn. Baby Godzilla, when it's only cast, I think I'll attack, make a giant Ivy Elemental that he needs to deal with. The trade here is fine, since I would follow up with a 5/5 Ivy Elemental, and this can get out of the way, but he's not falling for it, so we'll make one anyways, since I don't want to get too greedy. And I do want to eventually make a Ivy Elemental, so this is okay. We can use Mythos or back for more instant speed if he decides to do any double block shenanigans. But he discard a lot of decent cards. A Keep Safe could be annoying. Fire Prophecy. I guess I can now kill the Lava Serpent with the Mythos. And I'll just do it now. Do I attack with the Essence? Probably not. And I can keep land in hand in case he has discard. So we'll play out the Baby Godzilla. And then any new mutate creatures we try to mutate on gets an extra counter with this Essence Symbiote. So it's good to keep it around. Also have back for more to fight off something if he taps out for it. Cathartic, okay. Some pretty good blue-green, blue-red cards here. Definitely the blue-red spells archetype from what I'm looking at. Okay, I'm definitely going to fight that off with maybe something from the graveyard, I don't know. I could also just use the cross links, I guess, to tap this down. So that's actually not a bad play. So I can back for more. Get back the frost links. Tap down the Riel, and then he's forced to chump block. I guess I could also just fight off the Riel and get rid of it. Yeah, maybe it's important to kill Riel right away. Let's see what he tries here. I guess I could fight out the Dragon Stinger, offer the 5-5 for a trade, and then get in the fall. Yeah, we'll fight off the 2-2. I don't really want to fight off the 5-3. And we can attack him with fall, so... He might Fire Prophecy here, but I still get him for 3 because he's forced to trade here with his Riel. That's fine, he's going to draw 2, but he's essentially forced to trade into my 5-5, so I'm fine with that. And I can maybe win the air with the Flyers, so this is okay. Forced to trade anyways, take 3, so... I was thinking of fighting Riel, but then, you know, it's... I don't... But, I mean, he was forced to trade anyways, and he had a Cycler in his hand, so he's going to get value off of it. So fighting the 2-2 was correct, I think. Okay, so now we're currently 5-0. Wow, this deck has been overperforming. I guess I could just be lucky since I don't think my opponents were too scary in the first place. But yeah, I'm quite happy so far. Made back our gems. Let's hit our 7. Alright, so... Game number 6. Wow, I mean, the ranks are pretty low, so I guess I might be facing against some pretty easy opponents. I guess this is what happens when you wait a couple of days. Everything gets easier, and this is a clear keep. We can Dismal Backwire. We have an option to drop the Fertilid or the Frostlinks. Fertilid is a fine mutate target, and it also can fetch us a land. So I think this is fine. Don't know if I want to mutate onto the Fertilid, because gain 2 for 1 is painful. But we'll see. Opponent has a mulligan down a card. Okay, I guess he has the Abzan Triome. He has access to black and white. So there's like pacifisms, divine arrows, straight up removal spells here. Guess I'll be taking 2 next turn, 3. I could just Frostlinks this down next turn. That can be okay. Take 3 for now, go down to 18. Could have he could be playing a deck with some cycling synergy. So I think we lock it. I don't really want to take 3 again. I mean, because I don't plan on trading my Fertilid, so we'll lock it down. And if he cycles, we can still use the 2-2 as a decent blocker. So I think this is okay, and then maybe we can lead with like a Fertilin next turn. So this is a fine play. If he kills the Frostlynx, we're still going to just take one. The Wolf Bear is scary. So I got to deal with the Wolf Bear now. Could draw 2. 3/3 Ivy Elemental isn't going to cut it. I think I just take the Fertilid and maybe... I guess I'll be taking 4, so maybe I'm forced to like double block. In that case, maybe the Ivy Elemental can be fine. Since, I mean, if he Divine Arrows me, that's going to lead to huge blowout. So I could just take 8. And, yeah, this Wolf Bear is annoying. Could just take 8, I guess, and then play out the Ivy Elemental next turn and maybe go for block. And then once I get to land 6, I can back for more in ambush. 8 is a lot, but maybe I can still take it, since I might risk dying to a removal spell, and that can be a big issue. So we'll take 8 here, leave everything back. Next turn we can make a giant Ivy Elemental, maybe go for a double block. Maybe I'm fine trading for this Valiant Rescuer now, since it can make more 1/1s. So maybe something like this is okay. This is a lot of damage, but at least it can stop making 1/1s. Caprador's a fine card. Could gain a life. Maybe making 3/3 is fine, just double blocking. Since I might want to cast back for more next turn or something, I don't know. Some interesting decisions here. Like, if I make a 4/4, it's going to obviously trade for 4/4. So I think we make this into a 3/3 as, or we can just mutate and keep this up. Maybe I just risk it, mutate, and keep this back as a blocker. Sure. If he pacifisms, it's pretty much game over here for me. But I think I still go for it, since this might be the best solution to holding back the blockers. So no attacks here, we're going to stay back. If he has removal, we're going to be down to, I guess, 2. Back for more instant speed might not do much. This Wolf Bear might just steal in the game, of course. I could just back for more, get back to Frostlynx, and tap this down. If he just passes, I'm going to be quite happy, since I can just keep this back and make a giant Ivy Elemental, but Dire Tactics it is. Okay, so this is going to hurt. We're essentially going to go down to 2. I mean 1, I guess. 2, I guess I can still take an extra hit in the air. Might have to back for more, fight the 1/1, and tap down the 4/4 next turn. I could back for more, fight off the flyer, but this is going to make this into a 4/4. So it's a little bit awkward. I could play the Almighty Brushwag, pump, trade, but this will be a 4/4. So yeah, it's weird, but I think we just pass here. We'll allow him to move to combat. We'll back for more, fight off the 1/1, tap down the 4/4. It's a little bit pathetic, but I think this is what we have to do. We can take 1 in the air, I guess. And hopefully we can find a mutate target next turn to gain some life. Mythos, I guess, can destroy the 1/3. In that case, I think I might want to draw here. And then keep up Mythos, Sego. And then this Essence, a Symbiote might allow me to gain life to survive. He could use a fight as one, I guess, to protect it, but overall this has to be done. And then next turn I can maybe play all my creatures. Okay, so he gets the flyer back, but I can gain life. Valiant Rescuer, okay. And the Stormwalk Caprador, so I'm at 1, I can go up to 3, this is going to kill a 4/4, so I guess I'm forced to chump block. So I do need to play a bunch of stuff, so I can play the Brushwag. play the Symbiote and still mutate and still be okay. I'm gonna chump block. I guess I need to keep this Symbiote so I don't die. Guess I mutate over to Brushwhack since it's the least valuable target and I can still pump it. And I can gain 2 life, so this is okay. And I can still survive if I keep everything back, and he doesn't have removal, and I do have the Great Shark to ambush as well. Okay, I guess I can still take 1. I guess I'll be taking 4 since it has Menace. Good game. Yep. First opponent we lost to, yeah, opponent had a great deck. Couldn't answer the Wolf Bear, that's what stole the game. So, alright, first lost. It's not the end of the world. He had a lot of efficient removal. I think if he had one turn where he didn't have removal, I could have maybe climbed back up. But yeah. The blood curdles and the dire tactics was really good for him. So great job, opponent. And the Wolf Bear Splash is pretty solid in the Black-White Humans deck. So I would agree with all that except the Cabrador. I wasn't a big fan of it. Even though I was at 1 life, I don't think it offered much for his deck besides an okay mutate target that gives something flying. Alright, well, we have Baby Godzilla. We don't have any Green Mountains or anything, but we can cast all our cards, almost. So I think it's a fine keep. Okay, that's going to be a bit of a miss, but eventually we'll pick up green mana since we are running 8 sources of green and 8 sources of blue. Enforcer is a little bit annoying, but I guess we have our green mana now. I think we still play the Baby Godzilla since it can block the Enforcer and maybe disincentivize an attack. And I think I'm blocking it here. He could have like a Divine Arrow or something. Or I could take it, like he could cycle this and give this Death Touch, which can be problematic. He could have Divine Arrow, but he'll be using up his whole turn for it. Next turn he can attack for 2. He can eventually exile my Baby Godzilla and make a 1/1. So I don't know, I could just take 2. It's not the end of the world. But he can essentially just free roll me here by attacking. But he's just tapping out here, he doesn't attack, so I think we're in decent shape. This is going to be a bit of a problem. I think we'll cast the Humble Naturalist to help us ramp. Maybe keep up the Voracious Great Shark next turn. We could still take 3. We can block the 2/3 with the Baby Godzilla. Keep up mana to flash in the Great Shark next turn. Could play a land mutate onto this. But it's not a great mutate target since it already has Death Touch and Menace. Well, I mean, I guess that's a trick, but I guess I can still bounce it with a Gust of Wind next turn to buy some time. So I guess I'll be taking 4. Gust of Wind could keep this back. I could just take 4 and keep up mana for the Great Shark. I think that could be better. And I can bounce that next turn. I could play out Yorion, I guess, and I guess I could play out Yorion, bounce it with 2 mana next turn with the Gust. But I won't have enough for Great Shark. I think we just say go then. And then I can use a Great Shark to counter whatever he plays. Bounce back next turn with Gust, maybe. I guess he does. I hope he doesn't exile my Great Shark. That's a bit of an issue. Guess I'll take 4, and then whatever he mutates or plays, I'll just counter. End of turn. Or I can just flash it in. Like, this doesn't... He could have a Heartless Act to kill, I guess. That's fine. Yeah, that's a fine counter. We'll just flash this in. And then I guess we can now bounce the Yorion. I could Yorion, I guess, for 5, keep a 1 mana. I don't know. Might be right to bounce this so he doesn't get in like a million damage. But I guess I could just attack with Fall and cast Yorion in and tap everything and maybe take 4 again in the air. That can be fine, I guess. I don't mind if he blocks a 1-1. Cast Yorion, just rebounce everything. I guess he just doesn't want to block. So this is fine. We can play the Yorion. The next turn we can cast the Gust for 2 and get in a huge chunk of damage. And then we have everything back to block. And then we can Gust, play our 2-drop, and start getting in with everyone. Okay, Pacifism. I can bounce the Pacifism, but that's not a good tactic. I think it's correct to bounce the Gust of Wind and just get in with everyone. Night Squad Commando, that's fine. I guess I can attack with my Great Shark, and if he double blocks, I can just back for more and get it back. So we'll try that. We'll attack with a Great Shark first. And if he wants to double block, I can just reanimate it with back for more. I'm hoping he doesn't have a way to make me discard this, but I guess I could keep the card that I... Okay, that's fine. If he wants a double... I mean, if he wants a triple block, that's fine. I can 2-1 the opponent. Now the Gust can be okay, since he's forced to replay almost everything. And then I guess I can play double 2-drop, because he might just be forced to play everything. Yeah, I'll double 2-drop here. I could risk discarding the back for more, but I think it's okay. And then I don't mind trading off the Voracious Great Shark to his Grim Dancer, and then back for more, fight off the General's Enforcer for it, since he's forced to spend all this mana. Death Touch and Lifelink, that's fine. I think I'll play the dual land. I don't know if I should have played it, but I'll get in for 5, I don't mind. Offer to trade. I guess he's chumping, so I guess I could still just double block the Grim Dancer. I guess he's going to plan to mutate onto the 3-3 again, but we'll say go. Guess he could just cast it, but then I guess I'm fine to trade. Alright, I could just untap the Glimmerbell, I guess, and chump if I want to. This card can be a bit of a nuisance. Do I want to, though? I think I'm fine taking 4. I can always untap the Glimmerbell later and chump. And if he double blocks, I guess I can always Great Shark and then reanimate and fight it. Garrison Cat's annoying. Guess I can keep chumping my 5-4. Guess I'm still attacking here. I guess I could just chump the 4-4 next turn with the flyer. I do need some big creatures to reanimate. He can just revive. I guess he can exile my Glimmerbell in response, but I don't really care about losing the Glimmerbell. Do I still take 4? Maybe it's time to chump. Don't really want to take damage forever. Once this is gone, I guess I should be in good shape. Well, I guess I might have to stay back. Yeah, I think we need a creature here. Otherwise, we're in trouble. Brushwag, I don't know if that's going to cut it. But I guess I'm fine just attacking with a Great Shark here. And then using back for more to reanimate and maybe fight off the flyer. He still blocks with 1, okay. I think he knows about it. I mean, at this point, So once he gets into attacks, then it's over unless I can deal with this. I do have a Mythos of Nethroi in the deck, but it might take a while, so hopefully I draw into something better next turn. If I back for more, he could just exile in response, which is pretty annoying. Sure, I guess he's going to go all in. That's fine. I still have a good number of blockers up. I think I want, if he attacks, I think I'm fine. I do have to kill the 4/5, which I'm happy with. We'll just see what he does here. Okay, so I'm happy with this. Since I am forced to chump, but that's okay. Do I want to back for more anything? I could back for more in response, but I think this turn I have to... I guess I'm forced to block with everyone. I guess I could just back for more and maybe fights. No, yeah, this is annoying. Yeah, maybe I'm forced to just do this. Forced to chump with everyone. This is a little bit weird. Since I can't kill this, because if I take at least 1-2 damage, I'm dead. So yeah, this is bad. I think I'd do it anyways. Just pump here, and then take a bunch of damage. And I do need to deal with his flyer, but I am really far behind. Squirrel's pretty much game over. Maybe I should have just kept the Great Shard back. I guess I can now get the flyer back to chump. Is that going to cut it? I don't think so, since, yeah, any 2 damage, I'm dead. So, yeah, quite unfortunate. So, yeah, currently 5-2. Might just get reverse sweeped here by gold opponents. I think that opponent just curved out really nicely. And the pacifism on the Yorion was really nice as well. Just couldn't find a way to stop the flyer from connecting, I guess. So, alright. Guess we might not get to 7, but at least we had a decent run. Might have been correct to maybe keep the Great Shard back, but I wasn't expecting the guy to pump all of the opponent's creatures to mutate. But the flying Death Touch Lifelink was definitely a huge problem that game. I needed a way to lock it down for a couple of turns or kill it. And the General's Enforcer was also being annoying since it messed with my graveyard. I don't know if the opponent knew I had it back for more or not. He probably expected it, since I did have all the mana up for it multiple times. Maybe he knew about it, but I guess we might lose another gold opponent. We'll see. And yeah, not bad. We can play the Humble Naturalist. Play another one, I guess. We'll see. It's a little bit awkward with Hornbash Mentor, but it's a decent curve that I can deal with. We should have enough mana to play a giant Ivy Elemental, maybe give it Trample. And if we pick up blue mana and they one mind, that can be nice. So yep, Evolving Wilds is nice. We can fetch a blue mana. Thin our deck a bit. Since we have Swamp already. Ooh, that's a good card. But it's probably the Humble Naturalist to help me ramp. I think this is correct. So we'll play this out. Sure. We have another one incoming. So that's going to put us behind a bit, I guess. But we can always just play another Humble Naturalist to help us ramp next turn. Okay, that's fine. At least it isn't a Snare Tactician. Yeah, we'll play another Humble Naturalist. Next turn we can play Hornbash and Essence Symbiote. We can even just cast the Auspicious Sterix, to be honest, but I think I prefer to mutate just to get the triggers going. Opakeets, okay. So opponent will be beating down on us in the air. Take 3. Gust is not bad. Could just gust it now to buy some time. Maybe just force to recast the Vulpikeet. Could just play 5 mana, play the Essence and Hornbash, and maybe we can mutate and get a flyer eventually. Or I can just cast the Auspicious, but yeah, we'll just pay up here. Maybe take another 3 in the air. And keep everything up. And one more land can allow me to mutate onto this Essence Symbiote and do some work, so I think I just go for it now. I could also just bounce, but I think this is too good. So we're going to mutate. Gain some life. Now Glimmerbell can... Ooh, no, I guess we get a land. I'll get him for 7. I think it's fine attacking for 10. I guess he could have Divine Arrow here. But this is okay. Marmoset, okay. So it might be correct to gust the Marmoset instead to get in for a huge chunk of damage. I think I will. And we even have a Heron to mutate. But we'll just play out the Fertilid, get in for 10, leave him at 3. Because you could have a 1-mana Cycler to give this first strike. Yeah, I think we got this. Opponents that's stuck at 4 mana. We have a good mana here. We can mutate a Dreamtail Heron and force him to chump and essentially build up a really large board. Gain some life. So Sterak's is definitely very powerful. It's a great uncommon. I could just mutate the Heron onto the Fertilid to play it safer. Sterak's has a lot of value though. We can dig deeper into our deck. But it might be correct to mutate onto the Fertilid next turn to get 2 lethal attackers coming in. And he can only chump 1 of them, so I guess he's just gonna pass here. Like he could block and use a Divine Arrow maybe. But I still get to draw a card, gain a counter off of this, so it isn't bad. Guess he's just gonna concede. Salty opponents, what can you do? Could even activate the Mentor if I top deck a land, or I guess I could just use the Humble Naturalist for mana. But he also represents 1 extra attacker if we go all in. Yeah, I guess the opponent just concedes here. You could have a Blade Banish, so I should be careful about that too. So yeah, I guess mutating onto Fertilid plays around Blade Banish a little bit better. Yeah, so I think I'll mutate, ensure that I can also keep up Hornbash. Nah, I don't think I need to keep up Hornbash Mentor. I think we're strong enough. We're just going to mutate onto this Fertilid here. So then it's a good attacker. If he uses Blade Banish on the Sterak's, we can we have an extra threat that he's forced to block. But he's just going to concede here, I think, because he's a little bit salty. You don't just say nice and just go AFK. I don't know. I apologize, opponent. It's Magic. It's nothing personal. The game can be really dumb sometimes. So, I mean, I just almost got reverse swept. So, yeah. Okay. All right. So 6-2, not 6-0. One more victory, and we're gonna get to 7. I think this deck is still worthy of YouTube. So yeah, why not? Let's upload it, even though it's 6 wins. Since this is a 7-win potential deck, made back all my gems, so I'm happy. So, final boss. Let's do this. Yeah, not bad. Frost Lynx into Exuberant Wolf Bear into Great Shark. Seems fine. Our curve starts at 3, but it's okay. Well, that's a really good top deck, but we'll see if we get our second creature. That can be nice. But we'll save the blue mana to surprise the opponent. Could just play out the Frost Lynx next turn. Why not? I mean, it does tap down the Thieving Otter for a turn, so I'll do that. And then I can keep back. I can play the Exuberant Wolf Bear next turn and keep it back as well, since I don't really want this to connect and draw a card. Because if it does, it's a huge issue. So I'm not going to attack him for 2. The Hornbash Mentor is annoying though. Think I'll play on curve. I guess I can't cast Yorion, but this is just more mana efficient, so we'll play this, stay back, say go. And I guess we can still just play this Auspicious Sterix without Mutate, but that can give him a decent target. This is really nice. He can cast a 1 mana of 1 Mind. I guess I could just cast Fertilid maybe and keep up mana. Double blue would be really nice next turn. I can't of 1 Mind here. I guess I can. Maybe that's correct, so I can ensure that I hit my lands, or I can just play out the Auspicious Sterix, but it can get countered. I think we're fine just playing the of 1 Mind here for 3. It's not that amazing, but it helps me dig deeper into the deck. We'll pass, so I guess he can grow the Thieving Otter now, which is annoying. But if I get a single blue, I guess I can blink the Frost Lynx and tap down the Thieving Otter for a turn and get in a nice attack. Could be keeping up Essence Scatter as well. This is 3 mana to activate, so he's keeping up Essence Scatter since you don't keep up 2 mana like this. So I guess I could still play out Fertilid or even Mutate and Gust of Wind. I don't know. Might be correct to bounce this Thieving Otter maybe. Yeah, it might be correct to bounce. Like, he's definitely representing a counter spell here. So yeah, I'll bounce this. And then we can play the land out. Then we can say go. He's going to keep up Essence Scatter next turn. I could get an attack, maybe force a trade with the Hornbash Mentor. But nah, I think this is a better blocker than attacker right now. So Essence Scatter is going to come down. I can bait out with the Dreamtail Heron maybe. Or the Fertilid. I can Fertilid and of 1 Mind, that's also a play. Yeah, he's keeping up counterspell, so I gotta be careful. But at least I could reset this so he doesn't grow with the Hornbash Mentor every turn, and it's not gonna connect, so. I think the gameplay is just to get as many lands as possible, so then we can go for like some nice 2-turn plays, so. I think we'll cast an of 1 Mind here, then we'll tap out for the Fertilid. Or we can just play the Essence Symbiote, but Fertile is mana efficient, so we'll just cast it. Force him to counter this, I don't care. That's good. So if he has a removal for the 4/4, I guess I can still block with the 2/2, so this is okay. I just want to bait out his Essence Scatters, essentially. And I can maybe just outvalue him with my large creatures. Great Shark would be pretty bad though, but I guess... yeah, that's annoying. Do I chump like? I guess I can't. I guess I can. He's gonna draw a card. I'm gonna take 7. So I think that's has to be it. But I can Yorion, I guess, and tap this down. Mythos is great. I think I just do it now to avoid risking like some weird counterspell shenanigans. This is a nice 2-for-1, and I guess I can now just lead with Essence Symbiote and pass. But he still got a card off of it. Greater Sandworm, okay. Land would be nice. I guess it's not that great. Mythos would have been fine. Back for more doesn't do anything. I could just cast a Sterix. I could mutate the Sterix. Yeah, let's mutate the Starix. Maybe I can find something and to go for a double block. Land is okay, but it's not amazing. Guess I'll stay back. I could take 7 here, but this can go off and win the game as long... I mean, if he has removal, that's going to be a bit of a problem, but I guess if he... Yeah, he might have ram through now. Yeah. Okay, I guess I'm taking 7 here. I can still back for more, I guess, and fight it. But I'm forced to take 7, almost. So that's problematic. I could always flash in Great Shark and go for a double block. It's almost, so... This is a little bit problematic. Kogla's great. Hopefully he doesn't reanimate it, but I mean, at least that's gone. That balances things. So we do have a 5 mana flash spell and 3 mana. I could back for more. I don't want to back for more to Frostlinks. That's pretty bad. I could always just flash in a Great Shark and go for like a double block. Maybe that's not insane. What if I mutate the Heron? I guess maybe I can mutate again. Yeah, this is bad. Could just cast Yorion. Could just cast a Dreamtail Heron. Maybe I try to flash into Voracious Great Shark, I don't know. Or I can maybe mutate onto the Essence Symbiote. Maybe draw a card, I don't know. We'll say go. I'm afraid of Counterspell here. Sure. And I guess I can double block here, take 4 maybe. And I can always reanimate the Great Shark if he counters it. Yeah, I think I'd go for it. And I guess I can take 7 if he counters this or tries something here. Yeah, we double block. I think we have to. And I can always just use the back for more to reanimate it and counter whatever he plays. Cover removal spell. That can be pretty bad for me. But I think I have to go for this. He didn't have a counter spell, otherwise he would have used it. But I think I have to go for this double block. Does he have something? God, another ram through? Like, how do I win this? This is impossible. I guess now I have to mutate onto the Essence Symbiote, take 7. And maybe make a large flyer to block, back for more, kill the 3/3, I don't know. We're definitely not looking to be in good shape. Does back for more accomplish anything? Not really. Like, I can back for more, I guess, Auspicious Sterix and maybe fight. Take 7 next turn. And then maybe I can mutate onto it and then gain some cards to chump block. Yeah, we'll try that. We'll see what he does. And I hope he activates this end of turn. Could play out the Glimmerbell too, but that's not going to block the 7/7. Guess I'll have to take 7 here and then start mutating the Dreamtail Heron to start generating some creatures onto the battlefield to essentially block off this Greater Sandworm. Blitz Leech is also fine. I could Blitz Leech the Greater Sandworm. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Let's say it fails, what happens? I guess I'm forced to jump to 6/6. So maybe it's best to just mutate the Dreamtail Heron and get some value. Because it can essentially trade. So I don't hate it, I think we go for it. If he counters this, I guess I have another one to keep it back, so I guess we'll do it again. And I can trade, I guess, and then Maybe chump block or take 3, I don't know. I think I'm forced to trade here, and then maybe like, I don't know, Yorion can maybe close out the game. Okay, so the blocks are going to be like this, and I guess we take 4. I guess I can't chump block this, so I'm forced to block. Yeah, I think we go for it. Go down to 1. Keep up the almighty Brushwag. Blitz Leech can shrink this down. We can block with it. I guess I can shrink and trade. Oh no, we'll try the Glimmer Bell here, and we can play our lands. Say go. I do want to ambush him with the Blitz Leech, I think. So we'll try something. We'll see what he does. He can activate this anytime, so there's no reason to Blitz Leech it. Guess I can Heron and Mutate and then play Yorion. That's fine. We'll do that. Tap more efficiently. Maybe I shouldn't attack, because if I do, let's say he has a counter spell, but he used one already. So I could get greedy here and get in for 3. Like, it's not a bad idea. Eh, maybe it's not correct. I'll play out the Yorion. No attacks, in case he has a haste creature or something. So I have a air army, I guess, and I can ambush maybe like the Hornbash Mentor here. Guess I can still attack him for 4. I can attack him with Glimmer Bell too and then tap. That's fine. Is there any way I can close out? I guess the Flyers are my only win conditions almost, since I lost almost all my bombs. Ooh, that's a good one. Guess I can attack in for 4, make a giant Ivy Elemental. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many? 1, 2, 5. So I guess I can make a 10-10 here. I guess I can keep my Evolving Wilds to maybe thin out my deck. I don't know. I think 10-10 is correct. Yep. Guess I can get in for 4. I do need to eventually attack, so I do need to get in there, otherwise I'm not going to win the game. So I think I need to start getting in there, so we'll say go. I think I'll keep the Evolving Wilds in case he has discard. I guess he wants to thin out the deck, that's fine. He might be looking for other win conditions here. I could attack with Fall next turn, that's a little bit risky. Might just attack with the Flyers, keep like Brushwag and like the Blitz Leech back. Guess it's fine still taking 1. I guess I can attack with a Glimmer Bell too, since it can... how much is this? I guess that's 6, I can still pump. Can I pump and still Blitz Leech? I don't know. It might be too risky here. Yeah, he can chump with the 1-1. I think we just attack with the Flyers for 5. Keep everything back. And then keep the Blitz Leech back as a surprise and use the Brushwag, maybe the pump. Could have a trample trick with this. I don't know. There's usually that stupid pump trick that makes it into like a 4-4, like a 3-3. Mythos, sure. I could always just attack with my Yorion, I guess. You can blink his Fertilid. And put more counters, I guess. Guess he might start growing his Yorion, so I might just attack with my Flyers. I guess he's fighting it, so I'm going to use the Blitz Leech in response onto it. And then he has to fight, so this is nice. And I can play out my Brushwag and trample over for 1,000,000, so that's not bad. Baby Godzilla can be a fine chump blocker, so I think we're just going to move to attacks. I'm going to... So this is 7 in the air, I don't know, maybe... I can pump this how many times? 3 times? I don't know. Nah, we'll attack in. I think we should be fine. I don't know if it's correct to give him more time, but I'm definitely going to pump twice, I think. And I guess I can still cast my Baby Godzilla to block, but this is alright, I guess. We'll play the Baby Godzilla here. I think I'll play the Evolving Wilds now to maybe thin out the deck. But I should be fine. I mean, unless he kills both my creatures. Yeah, I guess if he kills both my creatures, I'm going to have a bit of an issue. But he's going to activate his Fertilid instead, maybe find a land. But he can still maybe, hopefully he doesn't find both 2 removal spells off the top. I guess if he has the Frostveil ambush, then I'm dead. Does he have it? He might have it. Oh, wow. Jeez, yeah, Frostveil ambush would have been pretty bad since he can tap both. And I'm forced to chump, and then he can attack with both, and I'm dead too. But yeah, that was a very close game. It was a great final boss. Maybe should play that game a little bit better, but yeah, managed to get 7 wins. Sultai Mutate. So we're just gonna take a snapshot here, quick picture. Let's examine this deck. And what we have, yeah, I guess this is like more of like a 4-drop almost. Yeah, it's a pretty decent deck. Decent amount of interaction. I mean, not a lot of interaction, but good value with the of 1 mines. The only interaction spells, I guess, are like Mythos, maybe the Frostlings, Gust of Wind, and the Back for More, and like to a lesser extent Blitzleech. So yeah, overall an okay, well-rounded deck. The Herons were definitely overperformers. Blitzleech was definitely an overperformer. Some nice 5 drops, rares, and a powerful rare and common Auspicious Sterix. Yeah, so might fire off a Rivals of Ixalan draft, but overall I'm very impressed by this deck. Can't believe it actually got to 7. Almost got reverse swept as well. But yeah, overall, I'm quite happy with this. Just take a snapshot, I guess. I guess this companion thing is around since I had a Yorion, but no one does companions anymore nowadays, since they've got heavily nerfed. So yeah, might fire off your Rivals, might do another Ikoria, we'll see. And in the meantime, stay tuned for more draft content. So take care.